Right now, you're probably scrolling on social media, seeing all of these other creators living their best lives and thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, it is too late for me to start. I mean, trust me, I've been there. I look at somebody like Emma Chamberlain and I see her posting vlogs in high school and I think to myself, I should have been doing that and I've missed my mark and now I'm not going to be at the Met Gala. But here's the truth that nobody is saying out loud. 2026 is actually the perfect year to start. Not because it's easy, but because creators who treat YouTube like a business, those are going to be the creators that go a lot further than the creators that treat it like a hobby. So with that being said, this isn't going to be a video about blowing up overnight or how to go viral. It is going to be a 12-month plan that is broken up into 4 different steps that creates a sustainable business. That makes you a full-time creator that is earning full-time earnings. So first up, let's jump into step number 1, and that is going to be setting your goals. And this phase is going to be about momentum rather than perfection. Now, when you get started on YouTube, it might sound obvious to be saying, but the first step is always going to be starting to create. So your only job in the first 90 days of YouTube is going to be proving to yourself that you're able to be posting consistently. Now, trust me, I know it is easy to get stuck in the loop of learning rather than creating. Now, there are so many videos on YouTube teaching how to create on YouTube, such as this video. And you're not living in fear by watching these videos, but you're living in preparation. You want to feel prepared when you start, but you need to start to actually start. And I know it sounds so stupid, but it's a real struggle. But first up, before we even create, we need to know what platform we are creating for. Is it going to be Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok? For an example, let's say you want to be an Instagram creator. And whatever platform you're going for, you need to have a framework that is going to work for you. For an example, with Instagram Reels. Let's say you're posting 2 Reels per week. The first Reel is going to be trend-based, and then your second Reel is going to be you just sitting here talking to the camera. And then let's say you're posting 3 carousels per week, which is just going to be a series of photos. That stick to a common idea. It's kind of like creating a playlist with YouTube videos, but now let's talk about YouTube. Let's say you're committing to 1 high-quality, long-formatted video per week, which this would be realistic when you're just starting out. And then you're posting 2 shorts. Now, whether you're posting on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, you need to be picking one platform. I wouldn't spread yourself too thin just yet, because when you put all of your effort into just one platform, you'll be just ultimately creating higher quality content and putting your all into it rather than doing a little bit on Instagram and a little bit on TikTok and a little bit on YouTube. It's better to go all in on just one. So then when you sit here and think to yourself, okay, it feels doable to be posting once a week on YouTube. That's going to be my plan. But what am I posting about? I need to clarify my direction here. And I would like you guys to be able to clarify what you are posting about in one breath. I would say that's the rule of thumb. For an example, with this YouTube channel, one breath, here we go. I'm teaching how to create on YouTube. Let's go a different direction and say I'm also interested in psychology, so I'm like, hey, I want to create a psychology YouTube channel. The best way to come up with video ideas is going to be understanding exactly what your audience wants. And to understand my audience better, I would just conduct a little bit of niche research, which is going to sound a lot more complicated than it actually is because it's just going to entail you going to YouTube and searching up your niche. But trust me, people can tell if you understand your niche or not, or if you're interested in it or not. Now, this video is all about becoming that full-time creator, right? So we need to set our minimum income that we would be comfortable having in order to leave our job because we want to be this full-time creator. Now, there are creators out there like Mr. Beast making mass amounts of money on YouTube, but that isn't going to be realistic when you first start out. Now, this number is going to look different for everybody because everybody has different needs in their daily life. But a little tip for this, I would say, is just open a separate bank account, and then once you start earning this money, put that money into that bank account, and that'll be your creator fund, because then you can visually see what is working for you. Now, moving on to step number 2, we need to choose our income streams, because posting on YouTube doesn't automatically mean you are going to be making money. So I want to find a way that we can speed run this. So let's talk about turning attention into money. But what do we do when we start out on our channel and we don't have a lot of attention to it? Well, there is a way to make money almost immediately from your channel, even if you have a smaller audience, and this is going to be through affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing is where you're promoting somebody else's product, so you don't have to create your own. And then once somebody buys this product through your link, you get a sort of commission. But for this, I would start with products that I already know and love. For an example, I have an affiliate link for a product that I'm going to be promoting at the end of this video, because it is a product that I have used before and it has helped me. So depending on your niche, this could be something like a software, a tool, skincare, gear, or apps, whatever it may be. If you have used it and you like it and it relates to your niche, make sure to promote this to your audience through the form of an affiliate link. And this works because you don't have to have a base following, you can promote an affiliate link at any stage of your journey. You don't need to have an inventory, but you also get a little bit of selling practice because maybe later on you'll have your own product that you want to be promoting. When you're practicing affiliate marketing, make sure you're not feeling pushy, make sure you're transparent that this is an affiliate product, and naturally integrate it within your content. Another income stream that you could get started working on right away with your channel, but maybe promote it a little later on when you have a bigger audience, would be a digital product. And this is an amazing idea because with digital products, you don't have to be creating a physical product. Now, this just entails creating one simple product. This could look like something such as a guide, a template, a checklist, or a resource list. It doesn't need to be something that is perfect. You can get started with this right away if you'd like, but the only thing that it needs to do is solve one specific problem for your audience. And I would say to build this one up before you have a following, that way it is ready to go once that following hits. Another income stream is going to be DM automation. For example, let's say you created a course on how to cook simple meals that are going to take 5 minutes a day. And you're so excited to share this course, so you start posting some pictures of your food, and then people start commenting on these pictures of your food on Instagram. They're like, hey, where can I find the recipe? Or, hey, how do I cook this? And once they comment this on Instagram, there's a feature where your account will automatically DM them a link. Another example that I see a lot of this happening on, there are these accounts where people go to Target and then they take a picture of a product and then they post this product on their Instagram and they're like, comment link if you want to get the link. And then I assume they get some sort of affiliate commission with this, but it's very smart because it captures attention immediately when the interest is at its highest. Another thing that you could do in terms of income streams is just sitting down and taking the time and writing down your dream brand list. Just write down a lot of brands that resonate with you as a creator and your niche. It could be brands that you already use or brands that you love that are working with other creators. And hold on to this list because it is going to matter later. Moving on to step number 3, let's talk strategy. So let's say you're 6 months in. You've analyzed your audience, you're creating content that they like, you're posting at that comfortable 1 time a week, your channel is growing slightly, but you're 6 months in and you're thinking, now what? Well, the good news is you now have 6 months of data. And this is where you can do a little bit of reflecting and look at your top 10 posts and see what has worked for your channel. And this doesn't even necessarily have to be your video ideas, but it could be your titles and your thumbnails as well. Whatever was working, you need to do it again. And then let's say you've created every video idea that you could possibly think of and you don't know where to go next. Well, this is where we can do a little bit of competitive analysis, which is just going to be looking at what other creators are creating in your niche. And this is not copying. This is just identifying patterns and identifying an algorithm. Now, a lot of creators' audiences will grow when they create a specific something, and that specific something is going to be a signature series. Whether it's a weekly tutorial or a 30-day challenge, or maybe they start every video with the thing that nobody tells you about, and then the topic. And series are great for growing an account because it gives viewers an expectation. They know what to expect when they come to your account or your channel. Now, let's say you've been posting 1 time a week on YouTube or 3 times a week on Instagram, and you're feeling comfortable with the way you're creating and you actually have a little bit of downtime. Well, then this would be the perfect time to increase the frequency in which you post at, but do it carefully, please. If you're posting just to post, then that is not a good sign. Only be posting if there's value and quality going behind your content. Now we're on to step number 4, which is going to be brand deals. So let's talk about it. Because we want to treat YouTube not like a hobby, but we're a professional at this. So let's create something that I'd like to call a media kit. And in your media kit, you're going to be hitting 4 different targets. First one is going to be identifying who your audience is. Next in this media kit, you need to gather who is watching your content and who are you reaching? What titles do people like? What ideas do people like? What posts or videos do people comment on? Third, you're going to include your past collaborations, even ones that are gifted. And lastly, your clear rates that you would charge a brand if they wanted you to promote their product. So with all this being said, a media kit is just essentially everything that a brand needs to know before handing their product over to you. It's kind of like a resume, but it's for your content, but it is very important to have when it comes to brand deals. And then once you have this, you can start pitching. And this could look like DMing different brands, maybe different brands even reach out to you, or you go to LinkedIn and you reach out on your portfolio, or you're sending short and confident emails. A lot of pitches that you do, they are going to get ignored, but this is normal. It's part of the process. Now, the most important part of this 12-month plan is going to be reflecting. Every few months, you need to sit down, look at your channel from an outsider's perspective, and look at exactly what is working. And that is how you're going to be able to move forward through these 4 different steps. Now, when it comes to picking a platform, my favorite to go with is always going to be YouTube because there are so many opportunities and it doesn't fade as fast as other social media platforms. So at this point, you now have 2 choices. You can create content with trial and error and not understand where you're going, or you can learn from somebody that has been growing YouTube businesses for over 10 years now and has helped tons of other people with their channels, which is going to be my brother Matt. And he has a program, and if you're interested in it, make sure to check out the link in my description to schedule a call, or you can check out a video right here for a free training on this. This is a video that's really helped me, and I always make sure to check back on it when I'm stuck. This is a video that has helped me a lot, so make sure to check it out, and we'll see you guys there. And good luck on your journey. Hey, we got this.